friends. So it's a clean shaven version of me. Hopefully I look younger, my missus says I do. Anyway, welcome to my Hot Wheels life. Now if you notice me panting and puffing a little bit, it's because I'm filming this at night and it's stinking hot. I'm sweating like a pig, so I'll try and bring in this episode without wiping my forehead too many times because it's just so hot. Anyway, what I'm going to do, Datsun 510 Sedans Part 2. Now, a couple of people pointed out to me there was a few things I missed, and I guess that's what happens when you make late night videos. You miss a few things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few things. I'm just going to show you a couple of customs that I really like, that I've picked up over the years, and I might end up doing something that I'm going to regret. So anyway, let's get into Datsun 510s Part 2. Okay, so let's get into some of the stuff that I missed last week. I just wasn't thinking about everything that was available and everything that I had, and a couple of people in the comments, and keep up the commenting please, because I like to talk to every one of you. There was this little gem with the 510s that I missed altogether, so let me get close with that. Okay, so this is going alright as far as value goes. This is the Datsun 510 first edition, and if you have a look at that card, that's what they call the Snowflake card. So this car here actually came to Targets in the USA only. They also did a spring card a few years later, but this one here is commanding some reasonable dollars because, of course, when you get all the 510s, you're looking for something else to collect or something else to grab. So this is one of the ones that I've managed to pick up over the years, and Snowflake card Datsuns are pretty popular. There's also a Japanese card one too that it looks pretty good, because obviously a Japanese car on a Japanese card, you know, there's a little bit more authenticity to it. Okay, so how could I have forgotten this set? Alright, so this 510 comes in a 5-pack only available on the Redline Club. So the Redline Club obviously is the on hotwheels.com. You get to join every year. They have the memberships at the beginning of the year. You can jump online, buy the membership, and then you have the option to buy some of their great release cars. So anyway, this comes out in basically a car culture special edition package. So if we open this up, we can see there's actually 5 cars in here. So let me just get closer to this. Righto, so opening this up here, we have got 5 cars. So we've got basically the 6th air-cooled one, or the limited edition that goes with that series. Also the first modern classics. Then of course we have a great Golf Camaro Cars and Donuts, and an all-the-rage Comet Gasser purple from the Redliners. And then of course the one we're interested in is this little beauty here. So another Brie Datsun. This is the 6th car in the race day series of car culture, and this is a little gem. There we go. So another one with the Datsun racing colours that actually goes well. Let's go over here and compare. So there's these two together. So we've got the 35 and the 46 car, and of course we've got the vintage racing one too, which is packed away now. I'm not going to get into again. Okay, so we're not actually quite finished with Datsun colours. What we do have is of course the transporter, the team transporter. So if you have a look at this, obviously the Datsun racing colours and the 510. Now, as you can probably see around me, I'm not much of an opener. But now I'm doing videos. I probably am going to regret this, but I'm going to open this up. So anyway, anyone who knows me will probably be sighing and thinking, what have you done with a real cane, because it's not really me. But I'm going to crack this open and give you a real good look. Okay, so I thought the best way to do this would be with a Stanley knife, and oh, this is going to hurt me like you wouldn't believe. I hope you can see that. Well, I hope you can see that alright. Oh, that's better. Alright, one down here. This is only so I can display him again in its packet once he's out, so get ready for me to cut myself live. Okay, alright. Okay, so a window at the back. Come on. I'm hoping you can see this alright. Alright, so let's flip him up. Let's flip him up like that. Ooh. And of course, I didn't go down far enough, and we've got an inner piece of plastic in here that I didn't cut out big enough. Just goes to show how I'm not an opener and I don't know how these things work. So I'm probably just going to butcher the whole thing trying to get it out. So I hope you people are great. Are going to enjoy this, because it's making me feel sick in the stomach. Okay, here we go. Oh, look at this, perfect. Alright, so this is the first transporter I've opened. So let's get this one out of the way. Alright, so here we are. There we go, so nice little truck. Okay, alright, there we go, and of course this is the one I'm interested in. Great. Whoop. Okay, come on, focus. There we go. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, there we go. Alright. Mate, sweet little casting of this. So I kind of like the way it's just blue and white and just a little bit of red on it. There we go, black interior. There we go, a fair bit of detail underneath too. Okay, beautiful. Look at that. Okay, so there we go. I have opened a transporter. I have opened a transporter. I don't believe it. Anyone who knows me will just be going, what has gotten into him? So I must say it was enjoyable. Okay, well that's something you're not going to see me do very often. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you one of those. And then of course, those are the ones I missed in last week's episode. But what I thought I'd do is show you a couple of the customs that I've bought over time, because you know I'm a bit of a Datsun lover, and probably the best one is have a look at this. Feast your eyes upon this. Now this is really something special. So okay, so what this is it looks like it was bought off the shelf. This is actually by Jimmy Chavez, the Boxman, and when I was in LA once, at a convention, he had a whole lot of these for sale in his room, and he is apparently an ex-Mattel employee who is in charge of packaging, and so what he does is he does these absolutely brilliant customs. I mean, this little car on its own, if you just, you know, it's a top shelf looking model. But then of course he packages it in something that looks like it's straight off the shelf, and what a fantastic job. So you might have seen his customs, his name's the Boxman. You might have seen his customs around the place. They're usually going for pretty good dollars because he does such a good job. He's a real craftsman. So that's probably one of my favourite customs when it comes to 510 sedans. So I thought I'd share that with you. The next one is, maybe a lot of you who've been around for a while will have heard of a guy named Alvaro Gonzalez. Now, I think he's got a son of the same name who is taking up the mantle of customising, and I think he calls himself, the father was Pibes Diecast. Anyway, many years ago, he had a few things on eBay, and this is a 4th of July Datsun. Now, let me just get up close and show you. Okay, so this is a custom by Alvaro Gonzalez, and the ghost flames on this are exceptional. So I hope you can get a good look at that, and there's enough light in here, because the customs that he does, especially flame jobs, are the best that I've ever seen. I don't think that there's many people that come close to him. So this actually was on card, but it came off. But it's a celebration of the 4th of July, obviously Independence Day in USA, and such a well done custom. I couldn't help but buy it because it was just such a sweet car. So then, as far as customs go, I've also got this one. Now, I don't know whether a lot of you are familiar with raffle pages, but let's say that love them or hate them, it does give you an opportunity to get some high-end pieces for a small buy-in. So, you know, there's a lot of dodgy guys in the raffle game, and there's a lot of upright guys. So the people who probably introduced me to the raffle game were probably DC, Dennis Campbell, and he... when he was with, they started out, and well, I don't know whether this was the first raffle page they did, but 4 brothers, they got, this is a custom that they got, I forget who did this custom, but this was one of their more or less club cars for the page. So I was fortunate enough to get one with my name on it because I won a raffle, and this is a prized piece of my collection, probably more because you know, I've made friends with a lot of guys, and this represents a little bit for me, especially seeing as I won some pretty reasonable sort of stuff in raffles in the early days. So I don't go so much anymore. That's because I basically have just about everything that I need, so raffles aren't, it's only now and then I jump in one of those, and then yeah, but that was one of the cars that I won, and so that takes pride of place on my wall too. Okay, sort of finally, it's only a short episode this one, I just wanted to sort of finish off the Datsuns and show you a few of the other cars that I had, and a couple that aren't releases but are kind of special to me. This channel is called My Hot Wheels Life, and it's not necessarily all about the cars and Hot Wheels, but sometimes it's about me too, you know, and the love of cars that I have and everything related to my life that revolves around Hot Wheels. But I don't know whether this guy will ever be a subscriber to my YouTube channel, but Bobby from Brazil. Now, I'm pretty sure this was in Cincinnati that I met this Brazilian guy whose name obviously was Bobby, and he just loved his Datsuns. Now, I think this is around 2011, and back then no one cared a jot about Datsuns. No one cared one little bit, and he was just Datsun mad. So he'd done all of these ROAKs that he was giving out to convention goers, and I think that he'd travelled so far. There we go. So it's basically equivalent to a Zamak, I guess. It's got no paint on it, but it's got these great, I'd say metallic green decals on the sides. Pity it's no bagged. I don't know whether I should, I probably should open that up actually. let me just open this up and I'll get you a closer look. Anyway, I went to the convention, and you know, being from Australia and going to a convention in USA, you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, are pretty impressed by the fact that you jump on a plane, travel halfway across the world to actually get to a convention because you love the cars so much. And I think that he just wanted me to have something to go back to Australia and remember him by. So he too had travelled a fair distance, being from Brazil. And let me just, I've got to do this so I don't ruin the packaging, because this was a ROAK, and yeah, special one at that. I keep all of the ROAKs that I get when I go to a convention, because you find a lot of people like to give cars out at conventions to people they make friends with, because you know, it's one thing to help them sort of consolidate friendships and remember them by too. So anyway, this was something that he gave me, and I always keep all of my ROAKs. I've probably got about 120 cars that people have given me at conventions over time. But have a look at this. This is one sweet little model. So once again, I'll do the open hand. So you can see the green decals on the side. He's also probably hand painted those rear lights. Now anyone who does any customizing knows how flaming hard it is to whoop, come on, focus, to do rear lights. Anyway, there we go. There we go. So, a special ROAK. For those of you who don't know what a ROAK is, RAOK. It's an acronym for R, random, A, act, of, O, kindness, K. So RAOK. It's the easiest way to say it is ROAK, even though it's probably not, doesn't look like that. But you know, basically, if you're giving away cars for a good cause and not profiting, it's called the ROAK because it's an act of kindness. So anyway, thanks for tuning in again, folks, on this steaming hot night in Brisbane, Australia, where I'm sweating like a pig. That was part 2 of my Datsun 510 sedans. Stay tuned, because I'm going to hit another casting next week, and also going to upload pictures of Cars and Coffee in Brisbane from last weekend that I went to with Steve, and some beautiful cars, you know, what do you call it? Lambos, there was Ferraris, there was everything there. It was absolutely amazing. So anyway, please join me again. Please sign into your YouTube account, hit subscribe down the bottom, and then you get a notification when I put another video up, and I can take you on more of the Hot Wheels journey. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you again next video. Cheers, guys.